Hey, what's going on, Underdeveloped Nation? Welcome back to our channel here. And today, we have another review for you guys. We have a review for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. So directed by 3 directors. The first one is Joaquim Dos Santos. He is Portuguese-American. He directed like a lot of DC cartoon stuff. Like he directed Superman Shazam, The Return of Black Adam. He directed the DC Showcase Green Arrow, which was a short, as well as the DC Showcase The Spectre and Jonah Hex. There's a lot of DC short stuff. So not even like major DC picture, just really fucking the Superman Shazam was the only one that he directed that was like actual like full on movie. The rest were like shorts and like
and all this was back in 2010.
So like this is like a huge deal for him. I mean, fair enough. He probably has credits like all the smallest stuff, probably. Mm-hmm. But in terms of major stuff, that's like But obviously, he has experience with
superhero animated
stuff. You know what I mean? But this is obviously the biggest thing and best thing he's been a part of.
Easily.
Kemp written Soul, fantastic movie. I loved it. Nick loved it. We covered it back in 2020. Easy one of the best movies to come out of 2020. And he also wrote another movie that we liked.
One Night in Miami.
And Justin K. Thompson.
Yeah, for our third director.
Okay, he's the only white guy of this trio.
He seems to only have done this movie. And the next one.
Oh wow! So this is like his first like big credit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just get Thompson. Yeah, this is pretty much his first big credit. So kudos to you. Congratulations. So this follows like a year and a half after the events of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Miles Morales is kind of on his own, doing the Spider-Man thing, trying to juggle regular life. He's thinking about going to Princeton to become a scientist and stuff like that. And his parents don't really want him to leave. But he thinks leaving the nest is, is a good thing for him and that also ties into like how he feels with Spider-Man. He's just alone, and he misses like Gwen and everyone else he was partnered with in the first movie. Mm-hmm. He just feels alone. He's really living the Spider-Man journey. That's part of who Spider-Man is. Someone who goes through loss and has to worry about being lonely. He got grounded because he missed his father's. His father's about to graduate to a captain, and he missed the party, so they grounded him. And all of a sudden, Gwen comes out of nowhere, and she's with this select group of Spider people. Mm-hmm. And their mission is to stop like these I forgot what they call them, but these like events, anomalies, but also like canon events.
Well, they don't want to stop canon events; they want to like preserve canon.
They want to preserve canon events, yeah. And then in certain anomalies like they kind of fuck things up. So they're dedicated to But the reason why Gwen is here because Peter Nemesis that he's not taking seriously at this point because he's just a guy with polka dots on his face. But he surely discovers a power to like jump between dimensions. Like he has like literally portal ways to go into any universe he wants at any time. Yeah. And it's different because this person that became the polka dot dude is like pretty much like
he was just a minor ass character in the first movie.
Character from the first movie.
Very minor. He didn't have a name probably.
But indirectly created Spider-Man because the spider from another dimension came to his world and then infected Miles, and then he became Spider-Man, so that caused Spider-Man of Miles' world to die. But consequently, what Miles ended up doing, he inadvertently created him as well.
Yeah, he did.
So they kind of created each other, kind of like Batman and Joker in the Batman in 1989. Mm-hmm. That Joker killed his parents, but Batman threw him in a vat of chemicals, turned him into Joker. So they kind of create each other. So they kind of have that same kind of dynamic in a way.
They do.
But Spider-Man take him seriously because he's like a joke villain. Really, he has no real anything.
Yeah, he's a villain of the week, as they call him.
He keeps absorbing energy, and then he becomes a high level threat. Mm-hmm. Now he could tap into the multiverse at his whim. So then that's when that tracks Gwen. There, and then him and Gwen, Miles and Gwen reconnect and. She's keeping things from him, but then that leads him into jumping the portal with her and discovering the whole fucking pantheon of spider people from all across the world. And then we meet the Moonbatten Spider-Man. We meet the emo British rocker of set established order.
He's not emo. He's a punk. He's a punk rocker, not an emo rocker.
I mean, okay, sure, yeah. I guess not. He's a punk rocker. Upset the established. Shut the fuck up. Upset the natural established order, kind of an anarchist in a way. And of course, we have Issa Rae, Spider-Woman. The Jackie Brown Spider-Woman, with the fro and everything. Black Panther's got it, and she's the boss. She's pretty much like, Miles Morales should not get into this. And at first, we're like, why? He has a lot of interesting powers that other Spider people don't have. But then we found out later on because Miles himself is an anomaly, and Gwen and everyone else knew it.
Yeah.
Because he that Spider was never supposed to happen. So him alone is like a non-canon event, I guess.
Don't forget about 2099.
Oh yeah, all leaded by a twin. He's the boss. He kind of runs the operation.
He's Miguel.
And he's kind of interesting too because his story is that there was a version of Miguel, that had a family and kid, but he died in his universe, so he ended up filling that void.
Mm-hmm. Rick and Morty style.
Rick and Morty, yeah, just jumping in there and filled in for that Spider-Man, and then that ended up just this straight up Crisis on Infinite Earths, that planet, and just wet, you know what I mean?
His own daughter just disintegrated in front of his face.
Yeah, so that's pretty tragic. So of course he's like very dark, and he's very hard on like Miles and shit, like not upsetting the natural order, not letting canon events pass, because if you fuck with it, then shit goes away. So what sparks everything is pretty much in Mumbattan world. Pretty much his girlfriend's father, a captain, was supposed to die on a bridge. After they ended up fighting the polka dot dude. After he had a major power up, but no, Miles Morales ended up saving him. Yeah, and then we realized that was supposed to happen, and he stopped it. So that triggers him telling him everything. And then Miles realized that, you know what, my father's a captain. He's gonna die because Pokemon's gonna go back to his Earth and kill his father. Yeah. So he's like, yo, I have to go back. And then Spider-Man 29 is like, no, you should not do that. That's not the way. You shouldn't do that. That you have to let that happen. That's part of being the Spider-Man. If you fuck with that, then you could cause serious damage.
Yeah, your universe can be destroyed.
Yeah, but Miles like, fuck that. Because of course he feels guilty because he's had hardly been around for the last couple of years. Yeah. So he ended up like being this massive, amazing chase between all the Spider-Man coming after him.
I know. It's
so visually stunning. So visually stunning. The
whole movie is.
Yeah, and then of course that leads him into the world where the original Spider came from. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But in that world, that Miles is the Prowler, and he works with his uncle, and his father's dead. Instead of the uncle.
And there's no Spider-Man.
And there's no Spider-Man. The world's chaos. Mm-hmm. At least the city is. And then, boom. Yeah. ends there.
Ends with a to be continued.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so it's pretty, I kind of ran through the whole plot pretty much. Yeah. But that's pretty much, that's pretty much the movie.
Yeah. I like how there's just a million references in this movie, to be honest.
You usually don't make a movie corny, but hey, this movie, it made everything work.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it is kind of corny, but it's not like... I wouldn't say it's like bad.
Most movies that would do this usually come out corny, but
usually
they made it work.
Yeah, here it's like... I feel like the tone just felt right for it.
Yeah, that's why it worked. Mm-hmm. So yeah, let's get into how we feel about this movie. This movie was pretty excellent. It's pretty... I mean, in terms of like other movies that we've seen this year, and last couple of years, honestly, this is probably the best film I've seen in quite a while.
Yeah, it was a damn good movie.
The first one was pretty solid too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the first one was a good movie.
The first one was pretty solid. I liked the first one quite a bit. But it didn't really but this one really sticks with me. The first one didn't really stick with me that much. It just was a solid Spider-Man movie. Yeah. But this one really gets me. This one floated my boat. Mm-hmm. I think this one is the first one was good, but this one is like stepped it up even more. They found a way to and that's very rare with sequels, And the reason why I think it's great is because there's nothing really bad to say about this movie. You know what I mean? Everything was done well. The humor hit. The references hit. The references actually was quite funny and unique. Yeah. They really captured what it is to be Spider-Man. And they did it through a different lens because we always see Peter Parker. Now we see Miles Morales. Someone with a little bit of culture. Somebody that's for this era. For this time of diversity and culture. He's black and Puerto Rican. And they didn't shy away from that. They embedded that into the culture of New York. And to me, Miles, he might as well be named Miguel. Miles Morales, he's a better representation of the kid from New York than Peter Parker is. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Cultural, black, Spanish, that's Harlem shit right there. To me, I'm surprised he's not liking Harlem because that's what he's supposed to be. But they did Brooklyn, all good. I guess sure. Mm-hmm. Brooklyn doesn't have as much higher buildings though to swing off of. It's funny. It's fun. Great time. Kids love it. Adults can love it. First off, visually. Stunning. I love the animation. Animation is easily one of the best I've seen. Mm-hmm. I love the comic book style. I love the kind of the frame rate is definitely off. It's probably very either very high or very low. I can't tell.
No, I think it's very low.
Yeah, very low. It's very
because it looks choppy at points.
Yeah, it's very choppy, very very laggy. But
yeah, so it's got to be maybe 20 frames per second probably.
Yeah, maybe lower.
If it's that much, I'm pretty sure it can't be that much lower, or else we'd see, or it would be a lot more jarring.
They know how to utilize their power in terms of in a visual sense. In a visual medium, like Gwen, for example, just she walked across a ledge, just almost like a circle, seeing James Bond walk in like with the gun holder, like when she's just walking and then we just see her. She keeps walking and it just the world just turns.
Yeah,
she's going upside down, and then we get the nice visual like like the hoodies hanging off to kind of symbolize they're upside down, especially when they get inside the whole spider building with the other Spider-Man. It's like that too, just like one huge loop, just walking and just going in a swirl upside down. It's very visually stunning. It's very like.
It's very creative how it turns its uses powers. Way more creative than any live action movie.
Any live action, yeah, for sure, hands down. Like, even like the more mundane stuff is interesting. Just like Spider-Man doing his everyday thing, how he approaches villains, and him doing his typical cleanup work, mixed with him, trying to be a better son to his family, and then the interaction between him and the father and the mother just hilarious. You know what I'm saying? There's like all the mundane things just works. Him and his extended family members at the party were pretty fun. Him in the minor scenes with Genki was pretty funny. You know what I mean? Like just him playing video games, playing Spider-Man E3.
Yeah, playing the Insomniac game. Yeah,
Insomniac game. Yeah, ironically, like
Insomniac Spider-Man does show up in the movie, so that's kind of weird.
Yeah, they just said fuck it. They just throwing everything at us.
Yeah,
this movie, Yeah, man, and all the different other Spider-Man were pretty fun too. Like Mumbattan Spider-Man, Spider-Punk was fun. Miguel O Hara was very emo and dark.
Yeah,
very edgelord.
Like he's kind of different from his Comic-Con part, but they explain that with his whole new backstory, and I like it.
The movie, yeah.
There's a whole other that goes unresolved.
That's the one thing because this is like half a movie, and we didn't know it's half a movie. A lot of things to get resolved yet because we got pretty much cut in half.
Yeah. Actually. It got snapped in half.
Cut half at a really big point where it's like, damn, I need to see the fucking second one now. It's kind of like seeing a cliffhanger of like a show that you like, and they really cliffhanger for you. Like, no, I need to see the new season now.
Like, fuck, where is it?
Fuck, yeah. And movies like that, I know I'm gonna have to wait at least a year for that one.
Yeah.
I'll have to wait 2 years for it. I'll be really pissed.
Oh yeah, because like it's been a miss since the first one came out.
They better be filming that one now.
When did the first one come out?
I don't know, a couple years ago. This movie just had a perfect blend of like comedy with hints of drama.
Yeah, I'd say pretty strong drama.
Yeah, it's strong drama, but more towards like the end. But overall, this is like a very, very nice, relatable, coming of age action adventure superhero comedy. Yeah, I'd argue. It feels almost magical, almost like a kid watching this. You know what I mean? Like
kinda.
They really capture that feeling that when I was younger watching these kind of movies. I just love the interaction between him and his father. I think Brian Tyree does a really good job as his father.
I think so
and
too.
The mother too. The mother was really good too. Like with the father, the father and the son relationship is really solid. Kind of, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, because the father is really relatable. He has his own journey, but we don't see it too much because he's not the main character. But we feel for him, and we want to see, and we see that he loves his son, and the son has good respect for him too. You know what I mean? They just kind of mesh well. You know what I mean? Like you could tell they care for his son. You know what I mean?
They have great chemistry together.
All right, so my score for this movie is pretty much on par with what Rotten Tomatoes gave it, which is a 90. I'll say 94. They give 95. I'll say 94. Really solid. Probably the highest score I've given in a while. I'm telling you, any like new releases. Definitely the best movie of the year so far. You know what I mean? This is definitely going on my list for best films this year. Enjoy it. Really good. It's really rejuvenating going to the theater and really watching a solid movie.
Yeah.
Because I watched a lot of forgettable ones this year so far. So
honestly, it's crazy refreshing. Like back to back with two Marvel movies, both being this really good movies. Yep. So this one's even better than Guardians.
Yeah. Guardians was solid, but this one knocks Guardians.
Yeah, this one's better than that. Definitely. I'm going to give it a flat 90 just because.
And then we could potentially see another good one next 2 weeks from now, which is Flash. So.
Yeah, that'd be another superhero movie.
We're hearing a lot of good ones, so hopefully we could get 3 for 3 with good superhero movies.
Yeah, hopefully. Unless all the hype is just lying to us, which is always possible, so don't get too hyped. But yeah, I personally give it a 90 mostly because it's just half a story. I don't really feel comfortable giving more than that just because of that. Once the next part comes out, then maybe my score will change by then. Maybe having both sides will just change my view of the movie. We'll see. But anyways, this has been a fantastic movie. Please, if you haven't seen it, then just go see it. It's probably easily the best thing in theaters right now. So go ahead, give it a watch. And please make sure you hit that like, subscribe button. They're there to be pressed, and we'll keep in touch for all the stuff coming out. We have lots of other videos coming out. Of course, more reviews. Our reactions started to come back, so those are going to be lots of fun. Whole bunch of stuff. So keep an eye out for all that.
Stay tuned, y'all. Peace.